The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out? I'm your girl, the plainest Jane, and let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. What up and welcome back. It's your girl Jane, the plainest Jane, and we've got some syrup to get into. It's time to catch up on our Shanquella Robinson coverage over here on the channel. So make sure you come on in, grab a seat on the bus. Make sure you hit thumbs up on your way in, and don't forget to subscribe for additional updates pertaining to Shanquella Robinson, other Black news, and celebrity entertainment. So let's go ahead and get into it. What I want you to do is take a look at some of these older posts on Facebook from Shanquella as I go over exactly what we're going to be covering today. Let's go over the itinerary and take a look. Some of these things, it can really tug at your heartstrings thinking about where Shanquella's mind was in 2021. It's eerily ironic, okay? So today we're going to be discussing how the FBI is investigating a few different entities based on the suspected mishandling of Shanquella's case and the quote-unquote omission of information. We're going to dive into the details of two different timelines leading up to her death. We're going to talk about how the two different timelines are based off of the discrepancies between the medical examiner's report and also the police report. Another thing that we're going to get into in this video, here's some other stuff I want you to be able to look into as well, is the I want to hear what you think about the inconsistencies and why they're so different. So please don't hesitate to comment as we go over the details in today's video. One report is in English, one report is in Spanish, and actually we're going to go over one of the Spanish press releases, but we're going to translate the Spanish things into English in order so that we are better able to understand what the media in Mexico and the local news outlets are reporting pertaining to Shanquella. In addition, we're going to get into an investigative reporter who has uncovered what he says is the Mexican government covering up Shanquella's murder for the sake of saving their reputation. Also, according to this local investigative reporter, they state that corrupt police were stealing money from Shanquella, upwards of $17,000. We also need to touch back on the mysterious maid who, quote unquote, found Shanquella. Where did that come from? Which one of the Cabo Six actually brought the maid into the picture? Because all of them weren't talking about the maid. It was only one of them. We're going to go back over that and kind of debunk something or find some inconsistencies in the quote unquote maid who allegedly found Shanquella. And we're also going to be debunking a popular fake page that is impersonating a very important person in Shanquella's family. I hope you all are ready for this. I hope that your mental health is intact. I hope that you've had an amazing holiday break situation, time off from work, whatever it is that you did over the holiday, whether you call it Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, just a time to spend time with your family and your loved ones. I hope that you've had a good one. Lord knows I did, and Lord knows I needed the time off because I was in denial about being overworked, which is why one of my last Shanquella streams, I couldn't get through it. I got the hiccups. I was tired, and I just had to end it because I really couldn't do the story, the information, any justice. But we're going to get into it today. I went back to work today. I'm ready to give you all the information that I found, and I found a little bit of extra stuff today, and I'm really anxious to get this information out so that I'm able to take in additional facts and information and continue reporting. So it's time that we get caught up. I know I took a bit of a social media break that was very much necessary during the holiday, and I hope that you all have had a great last couple of days as well, whether it be the holiday or your time off, so on and so forth. So listen, buckle in. We've got a lot of information that we need to go over. I want to hear what you think. Be sure to comment along as we go. What are your thoughts? Make sure you hit thumbs up on the video if you have not already. Okay, let's get into this. Shout out to the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I think we're at, I can't even remember where we are in subscribers, and that really kind of doesn't even matter right now. But of course, before I get into breaking down today's topics and viral events, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. Just make sure you think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. Let's get into it.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
All right. I saw someone asking if this is live. Yes, this is live. Okay. I see someone asking, where's my water bottle? Here's my cup. Okay. Where I'm staying hydrated. Let's get into one of the latest news clip. And mind you, we can't trust every news clip because, remind you, ABC News reported that there was someone detained, that there was someone arrested, one of the Cabo 6 arrested. And that wasn't true. And that took me by surprise while I was on my little social media break. It wasn't true. There hasn't been anyone detained. There's only been a warrant issued. Okay. So we're going to get into more of this information. Let's get into this news clip. Hit thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it.
Again tonight with breaking news. New details on Shanquella Robinson's death. The Charlotte woman died while on vacation in Mexico at the end of October. Her friends returned home, but she didn't. This new information is from Metropolímex, a local news outlet in Mexico. Its article is, of course, written in Spanish, so all information is coming from a translation of that article. But the news outlet says the report from Mexican authorities shows a doctor came to the hotel and tried to revive Shanquella around 3:15 p.m. on October 29th. Her friends told the doctor she drank a lot of alcohol. The article goes on to say that the doctor advised her friends to take her to a clinic, but they refused and requested she be treated on site. Well, 2 hours later, the doctor says that she had a seizure and a friend called 911. Her breathing and pulse stopped, so the doctor tried to revive her, and the article says she was pronounced dead just before 6 o'clock that night. Now, the report lists cardiopulmonary arrest as the reason police were called. Metropolímex also reports the FBI is investigating the omission of information from authorities and doctors because the official autopsy report, well, it doesn't match the police report. As you might know, it has been widely reported across America now. The autopsy says her cause of death was a spinal cord injury. And then, of course, there's this video that appears to show Robinson getting beat up before her death. It has gone viral. Well, the news outlet in Mexico names the person who appears to be hitting her and the person they say was taking the video. No one has been charged yet, but the news report says both people are being investigated. Now, when we first spoke with Shanquella Robinson's parents a few weeks ago, they told WBTV that her friends' stories didn't match up. WBTV has not independently confirmed this, but we are working to get our hands on that police report written by authorities in Cabo.
On your wrist, plain Jane.
So that is the latest news coverage that we have that I find to be accurate and not full of assumptions or fallacies. Okay. I see someone in the chat saying, please speak on this boyfriend that's doing interviews, but the parents say he's actually the ex. Here's my thought process about it. I don't feel like he's important, and he's not important for me to cover or talk about, right? He wasn't there. He doesn't have any intel to let us know what happened. And I feel like it's a distraction. In addition to the Winter Donovan on Instagram Live, they weren't there. There are people trying to get clout. I've seen wind of this quote unquote boyfriend speaking out. He's not the real boyfriend, whatever the case is. It's a distraction from really staying focused on the facts. You won't catch me reporting on the boyfriend. Winter Donovan has been made out the person who spoke out on Instagram Live. wasn't really Winter Donovan. So I'm not really getting into these people online speaking on social media. The only person speaking on social media that I'll report on, that I will reference, is Nazir Wiggins, because he put his face on the Instagram live and he spoke. And I'm going to play one of those clips in this video, because that is how we're going to segue into the MAID conversation. Where did this MAID talk come from? Was there a MAID really there? He put his face to his Instagram live, which leaves no question for me to believe. Now, do I feel like Nazir was telling the truth all the way? No, I don't. However, we can sit back and we can go through his story and determine if we are, is this true? Is this not true? So that is, you won't catch me talking about the boyfriend or anything like that, because I personally don't feel like it's relevant, but I have seen some people covering it and I've been loosely following it, but not really paying attention to it. Nonetheless, let's get into the timeline to break down and point out some of the inconsistencies. And then we'll work our way to who is facing investigation and hopefully pending charges. And let me just tell you, it ain't just the Cabo Six. It's not just the Cabo Six who are facing investigation. So let's go ahead and get into it. And thank you all for being here. Let's get this a little bigger and let's go over some of these facts. Okay. So I'll zoom in a little bit if you all can't all see. Shanquella Robinson's police report. Okay. The information from police report, it shows that at 2:13 p.m. on October the 29th, Medi-Cal was summoned to the Villa, which is a property run by Cabo Villas, located in San Jose del Cabo. Around an hour later, the doctor, her name is Carolina Gutierrez, if I'm saying that right, of the American Medical Center, a local hospital, arrived to treat Robinson. Keep this time in mind, right? Put a thumbtack in this. 2:13, they called for medical assistance. Okay. She arrived according to the police report. Now, this is according to the police report, not the medical examiner's report, not the autopsy, but the police report. Now, keep in mind, the police report is going to come out far earlier than the toxicology and the autopsy and all those other things. So details in the police report are much easier to fabricate than an autopsy. Okay. House calls to vacation rentals for routine non-emergency medical services are common in tourist hubs in Mexico. Now, the Observer confirmed with American Medical Center on Monday that the doctor is employed there. The hospital didn't respond to requests for the medical and autopsy reports. It's unclear in the police report who called for medical help, but the reporting person is listed as Winter Donovan. Now, she's one of the 6 people, the Cabo Six, identified by the family, friends, and media sources as a person that Shanquella was traveling with. Now, Winter couldn't be reached for comment, and her phone number listed on the police report excerpt had been disconnected. The police report is in Spanish, and according to the Charlotte Observer, staff translation of the document says that the doctor was told that Shanquella had drunk a lot of alcohol, and the medical call was for Shanquella to, quote unquote, be given an IV. Already it's not making sense, because how can you make a call to someone and say, hey, come here and give my friend an IV without the doctor properly assessing that to really give their medical opinion on that? Did Winter Donovan go to medical school, or did the doctor, right? There are several things that don't make sense here. And as I stated earlier on, coming into the video, please feel free, whether you're on the bus right now or whether you are catching the replay, be sure to comment as we work our way through these details and these updates, okay? Because a lot of things don't make sense with the Cabo Six, with the doctor, with law enforcement, and of course, with the villa, quote unquote, Airbnb that they were staying at, okay? But let's continue within these reports. So we keep 2:13 in mind, which is when the call was made, right? We zoom in a little bit more into this report. The police report indicates that the doctor found a female understood in the report to be Shanquella with stable vital signs, but dehydrated, unable to communicate verbally, and appearing to be inebriated. Now, let's pause right there. There have been medical experts who have came out and said that when you have been injured in the way that Shanquella was injured in her spine, right, that you may not be able to speak clearly or audibly. You may have similar effects to what they are saying is her being quote unquote inebriated. A lot of people, when they break their spine and they have the injuries that were listed as Shanquella's fatal injuries, a lot of people may not be able to speak clearly with said injury. So let's keep that in mind, okay? Now, the doctor reported that she believed that Shanquella needed to be transferred to a hospital, but her friends insisted that she be treated in the villa. The doctor attempted an IV but was unsuccessful, according to the police report, and it's unclear what medication was in the IV. The information from police says that the doctor was there for close to an hour when Shanquella began having a seizure. The convulsions from the seizure lasted less than a minute, according to the police report. At this point, the patient's friend, Winter Donovan, called 911 to request an ambulance. According to the Observer's Spanish to English translation of the report, this was around 4:20 p.m. So think about the difference between 2:13 and 4:20. That's 2 hours and 7 minutes. Now, you tell me what doctor would give a professional medical opinion to say she need to be taken to the hospital, and for some reason, friends, acquaintances, because right, they weren't friends, acquaintances surrounding this situation are able to supersede the doctor's professional opinion. And the doctor says, you know what, I'm not going to follow through with the medical advice that I went to school with. I'm going to listen to you random people here, and I'm not going to take her to the hospital. Does that make any sense to you? But keep in mind the $17,000 alleged payoff that we're going to get into a little bit later, because essentially the police report and the autopsy report, they aren't congruent. They don't make sense. They don't match up. Why are they conflicting so much? It's not easy to lie on an autopsy report. Is it possible? Yeah. Yeah. But it's so much easier to lie on a police report than it is to lie on an autopsy or a toxicology report. So keep those things in mind. And then we're going to get into the time of death. So, in the meantime, Shanquella presented difficulty breathing and a lowered pulse, and they gave her rescue breaths. The doctor, along with a friend, began administering CPR at 4:49 p.m. when the doctor detected that Shanquella had stopped having a pulse. The police arrived and talked with the doctor who was treating Shanquella at 5:25 p.m. So now we go from 2:13 to 5:25. 3, 4, 5. Literally 3 hours. Okay, 3+ hours later. It's not clear in the information from the police report exactly what time an ambulance arrived from the 911 call. The report information indicates paramedics administered a total of 14 rounds of CPR, 5 doses of adrenaline, and 6 discharges of AED shots without success. At what point do we hold the doctor liable for this? Because you can't hold the people. Well, I'm not to say you can't hold the people, but when you've got a doctor in the room who has the ability to supersede regular citizens or even non-citizens, right? They have the ability to make a medical call, to make something happen, to call an ambulance, and to get medical assistance to save someone's life. And they decide to supersede their own medical advice that they studied years in school for. At some point, we've got to hold the doctor accountable. Because why did you let these regular people influence your professional medical opinion? Why didn't the doctor put their own medical recommendation in motion? Make it make sense. Why omit good medical common sense to listen to a friend who says, no, don't take her to the hospital, work on her hand instead, which essentially puts the patient in heightened danger. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. At all. That's pretty infuriating. Okay. So we're getting into some of this information, and then we're going to get into where this report actually leads to the TOD, the time of death. Okay. So now we're getting into the TOD. Okay. And unable to revive Shanquella, the doctor declared her dead at 5:57 p.m. 2:13, the call was made to 5:57 p.m. How long were you working on her? Were you really working on her for 3 hours and 45 minutes? 3, 4, 5. 2:13 to 5:57. That's essentially 2:15 to 6 o'clock. You was working on her for that long and you didn't take her to a hospital? It doesn't make sense to me. How long were you really working on her? The police report information lists deceased person, cardiopulmonary arrest as the reason police were called. How did she die? Shanquella's mother told news outlets that each friend from the trip had a different story, and they initially told her that her daughter had alcohol poisoning. Official autopsy reports list the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. Excuse me. So now Mexican authorities are investigating Shanquella's death as a possible femicide, and the state's attorney general's office announced in a statement on Thursday, according to ABC News, that femicide is the gender-based murder of a woman or girl by a man, according to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. So the FBI began investigating her death amid the conflicting reports, according to the agency. Now let's move on to some other things that are important. What are your thoughts so far? What are your thoughts so far? A true doctor would have called for assistance immediately. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. There's no doctor in their right mind that would take foul advice that would place the patient at heightened risk and say, you know what? Yeah, let's just keep her here. We don't have the equipment we need. We don't have anything that we need. They could die here, but let's just keep him here because that's what you request, and y'all are on a vacation, right? It doesn't make sense. Let's get into a local news outlet in Mexico. We're going to get into this local news outlet. It's the name of this outlet is Metrópoli MX. Listen, I solo poquito español para mí. Okay, I only know a little bit of the Spanish. But we're going to get into the this outlet, and it seems like the name of the outlet is Metrópoli MX. Baby, don't get me to talk because that's not one of my regular words. The Spanish that I know is food and living. I worked in restaurants. I lived with the Spanish folk for almost like 3 years. So I know the restaurant stuff. I know the living stuff. Anything else, baby, it's a little foreign to me. However, we're going to get into this stuff. Okay. We're going to go to this website. We're going to translate the website from Spanish to English and see exactly what's being reported down there. We know what's being reported up here, which is just like a lot of conflicting stuff, a lot of what people think, assumptions, and a lot of conflicting stuff, to be completely honest with you. So let's get into this information from this outlet that actually is down there in Mexico. Okay. Make sure you hit thumbs up if you haven't already. It looks like we're frozen. It looks like we're frozen on the screen, but that's okay. We're going to continue, and let's get into this media report. Okay. I think what I need to do is make sure I'm hooked up to my Ethernet cord instead of... Te hablas. Es solo poquito. It's solo poquito. Okay. All right. Let me see what's going on It looks like I'm frozen on my, no, it looks like it's just on my phone. I'm frozen. All right, cool, 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 cool. Cool. Like I'm frozen on my, all right, we're good to go. Let's make sure we're great. Let's head over to this website to see exactly what's being reported over there. Okay. Get into this Black owned business, Stickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black Girl Magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Y'all asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, Stickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there. All right. We're back, and we're going to get into this website here. Okay. We're going to get into this website, and we're going to go ahead and translate it from Spanish to English so that we know exactly what's being said. Now, there are certain settings you can use to translate like an entire website from Spanish to English. So that's what I am using here. But this is a local outlet in that area. So what we're going to do here, like I said, the FBI is investigating the omission of information because the report from the medical examiner / autopsy and the police report, they don't match. So the following people are under investigation. We're about to show that in just a moment. The FBI investigation practically began after a viral video was released where you can see how and in what way the young American was allegedly attacked by her friend, Desjanae Jackson. Listen, they still have her listed as a transgender here. It's like they refuse to change it, despite the fact that I have seen them informed and in at least 3 to 4 different times. But they feel like they feel like Desjanae looks manly. They seen the Photoshop image of the wig, and without the wig, I've already debunked that. But look, they feel like she looks manly. She's tall. She's got strong features. Look, they're still listing her as a transgender, but it's not true. Nonetheless, that's how they got her listed, okay? From inside of the room of the tourist complex, okay? Now, here's the part that's important because here they're just providing captions to the video. We've all seen the video. At the very least, we've all heard the video. So the part that's really important in this here, like I said, the people who are they're looking into, the friends involved, they say it's a high profile case. Winter Donovan, Khalil Cook, Elise Hyatt, Malik Dyer, Desjanae Jackson, and Nazir Wiggins. Now, the other investigation, this is the icing on the cake. This is where we get into the entity or entities that are being investigated beyond the Cabo 6. Now, regardless of the fact that the FBI managed to find out that, again, they still saying transgender, Desjanae Jackson is the person who would have attacked and killed Shanquella Robinson and Khalil Cook. Let's read that sentence again. Regardless of the fact that the FBI managed to find out that the transgender Desjanae Jackson is the person who would have attacked and killed Shanquella Robinson and Khalil Cook, okay, who recorded the video that went viral. Keep in mind, this is a translation. All right, we're back. Let's get back. If we look at this in a technical sense, right? It seems like they're saying it seems like it's saying something different. But keep in mind, this is a translated version, okay? But nonetheless, they're including and implicating Khalil Cook in this article as well. They're saying that Khalil Cook also recorded this video that went viral, is also investigating the omission and negligence of the authorities, for the whole series of contradictions in the case. So it's clear that they will exert pressure on the government of Mexico and the government of Baja California, sir, to determine the responsibilities of the other people who would not have done their job well. So this isn't necessarily the best English, but you can kind of understand what they're saying. They're implicating Shanquella. They're implicating Khalil because they're saying, right, according to this article, they're saying that Khalil is the one who recorded this video. But they're also saying that based off of the omission and the negligence of the authorities for the whole series of contradictions in the case, they're going to exert the pressure on the government of Mexico and the government of Baja California to determine the responsibilities of the other people who would not have done their job well. This is the reason why you see the thumbnail say what it says. When it comes to the government and the police are said to have taken $17,000 from Shanquella, and we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into some receipts in a second as it pertains to that. They're also going to be investigating that too, to determine who else is at fault outside of the Cabo Six. Because how did they get out the country? Because essentially what's happening here, is Mexico's getting a bad rap. You know, tourist dollars are going down, which is how they make a lot of their money. Let's not forget that Mexico is not the richest. It's not the richest place in the world. So a lot of the money from a poor place like that, it's a place that deals with a lot of poverty. This is really hurting their pockets as a complete entity based off of this situation. Who else can we hold accountable? Who else can we make an example out of? We might not even be able to get the Cabo Six or the Cabo One, because the warrant issue was only for one person. So they're trying to make sure that they can capture and that they can hold people accountable for what has happened here, because how were they so easily able to flee the country and no one sensed anything? The people under investigation are the doctor, Carolina Beatriz, at the American Medical Center. They're naming the doctor. They're naming the American Medical Center. They're also naming the police officers here, Omar and David. The agent of the public ministry of the PGJE, Julio Daniel. And according to this investigative reporter, they all lied. The death of this young woman, according to a copy of the police report, it was reported 3 hours after the femicide. In other words, her death was reported 3 hours after she died, around 6 o'clock on October the 29th. Again, we're talking about a phone call that was made as it pertained to her being unresponsive. If the call was made at 2:13, someone had to be there around about at least 3. According to the police report, they're saying they were working on her around 3 something. So why she's reported dead around 6? Why were you working on her for 3 hours in the room without doing what you really needed to do and taking her to a medical facility? And now they have this case that actually it's international news. This is news in the United States and Mexico. You got people in Canada, people in France. There are people all over the place talking about and who won't shut up about this. And we shouldn't shut up about this. But it's costing Mexico a lot of money. So, the following people, as we stated, are under investigation: the doctor, the police, and the agent of the public ministry of the PGJE. And they've actually got names and centers on here. So, what are your thoughts thus far? I want to know what are you thinking? Where is your head at as it pertains to this? That's what I want to know. I also want to get into a press release, but honestly, the first thing that I want to tell you is it's really dangerous for any investigative reporter to be reporting on the dirt of Mexico. A lot of them end up dead. Honestly, Mexico is this place. You know, some people go there to get away with crimes, whether it be drugs, murder, whatever the case is. But for you to be a resident of Mexico and to be reporting on the death of Mexico is not as much of a free land or a free space as we have here in the States. So this reporter is literally putting their life at risk, even reporting this stuff to us. And any outlet that is reporting this stuff to us is literally putting their life at risk. What are your thoughts? What do you want to know? What I'm going to do is I'm about to put this press release on the screen, and then we're going to translate that. And then we're going to get into exactly what I heard for myself. A translator, not a translator, the investigative reporter, what they said in an interview with a very trusted colleague of mine here on YouTube. And I want to know what you think about that as well. It's risky. I mean, it's extremely risky what they do. Okay. Listen, if you haven't already taken the time to hit the thumbs up button, please do. Getting all this information together between my regular job, my family life, getting ready for the holidays, making sure I'm accurate for y'all and not just bringing y'all here and say that I hear from other people. Listen, it takes a lot. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It's free. Otherwise, we can fight. Don't make me kick you off this bus. Don't make me kick you off this bus. Hit the damn thumbs up button and let's continue. Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. What I'm really excited to give you all information about is this imposter page that a lot of people seem to be falling victim to. A lot of people feel like this imposter page is legitimate, and it's not. It absolutely is not. And I can't wait to get that information for you. And it looks like I might have to get okay, no, here we are. All right. So here we are with this press release, and then we're going to translate it. So I want to bring it on the screen for you first. All right. This is the press release. Look, if you understand Spanish, it is what it is. Go ahead and read it. But for the people who, Spanish isn't your native language, we're going to need to go ahead and we're going to have to translate this. And I want us to read this together because I was able to copy this information, but I wasn't able to read through it in the translator before I came on with you. Okay. So we're going to read through this. This is a press release, an official press release. And we're going to go over this right now as we speak. Okay.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
You're tuned in to Jane, the plainest Jane. Be sure to thumbs up the video and subscribe, and let's get into it. All right. So here's me copying and pasting the information from the press release into Google Translate. Okay. Cleared, and you can see side by side. It says cleared foreign femicide happened in San Jose del Cabo. The case of the femicide of a woman of foreign origin registered on October at a beach club in San Jose del Cabo. It's clear, he asserted. The assistant attorney for criminal procedures, South Zone, Antonio Lopez, who revealed that an arrest warrant was obtained of the likely person responsible for the events. With the investigations carried out by the agent of the public ministry, experts and criminal investigation agents, test data was obtained that make up the investigation folder and indicate that it was an attack, direct, not from an accident, he stressed. The victim, Shanquella, and a group of 6 friends arrived in San Jose del Cabo on the 28th of October, coming from the United States to vacation in a villa that population, with the fatal result that apparently caused one of the friends to the detriment of the young woman. Keep in mind, this is a translation. So essentially they're saying one of the young women died, right? So Lopez Rodriguez indicated that after obtaining the report order issued by a control judge against the accused, the procedures leading to the Office of the Attorney General for the Republic and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so that the extradition procedures of the defendant for the crime of femicide. The Southern Zone Criminal Proceedings sub-prosecutor highlighted that in first instance, the investigation was strengthened on who presumably physically assaulted the victim. However, the Baja State Attorney General's Office, Southern California, maintains the investigation for all that results, such as the participation in any cover-up or any omission that has been to avoid the damage that was being caused to the victim. So that is what that press release right here said, okay? We just read it in full. Again, it's a translation, right? So we're going to find some grammatical errors and some syntax and diction that don't make all of sense, but we understand the basis of what they're saying here. They issued a press release. We're waiting for them to really release and put out the red alert to get the United States to cooperate, to essentially put an APB out in the United States and Mexico so that they can extradite her over he, whoever, because they technically haven't named the person, but the only aggressor that we know of, that we've seen on camera, is Dejanay. However, they haven't officially named the individual that the warrant is out for. And we would think that the warrant is out for the main aggressor, which was just stated in this press release. Okay. So what are your thoughts as we go along? Like, this is a lot of information. This is a lot of information. Okay. A lot. Somebody said, how did the Cabo 6 sleep at night? Good question. Good question. Okay. Like I said, comment as we go through this stuff. We've still got more stuff to go through. Comment as we go through. Let me know your thoughts this far. What is and what is not adding up for you. Now, we pulled reports from the local news outlets. We even got into a press release from Mexico, right? Now let's get into the investigative reporter in the area and exactly what they're claiming from their sources, okay? Because I think that that's really important.
The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into, and shout out to all y'all in here. It's 811 of y'all. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. But also, listen, the thumbs up not matching. It's 800 of us here, and we got literally less than half of that in the likes. Please hit the likes. It's free. In addition to, please make sure you click the petition link down in the description box. I know some of my mods have been placed in the description, the petition in the description box. I'm gonna put it in here again. But we need answers. And signing the petition, number one, it's free, but there are some action steps to get answered. And honestly, a lot of the action steps that are listed in this petition, I feel like it's the reason why we've gotten some of the press releases and some of the responses from the Mexican authorities and in general. Please sign this petition and pay attention to all of the steps in the petition because it's free. You don't have to pay money to fight for justice for Shanquella. It's more than just putting a hashtag on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's more than that. Call these numbers. There are clear, you don't have to research and figure out what can I do. There are very clear action steps. I believe we've got like 28,000 signatures on the petition right now. It's banging, but it's not enough. So please sign the petition and read that petition. There are at least 5 numbers that you can call tomorrow. There are things that you can do to apply some pressure, whether it's getting Dejeuner fired from Blue Rhino. Why should they keep an aggressor as an employee there? Right? There's a lot of different things that we can do to make different entities uncomfortable with being complicit with what has happened to Shanquella. So please sign the petition. When you hit thumbs up on the video, it's not really so much for the benefit of me. It's to make sure that this video gets out to as many people as possible. Share the video on Twitter. Share the video via text message in your group chat, on Facebook, on Instagram, however it is that you share videos or you share media. The more you engage with this video, the more you follow these petition steps, the farther we're going to get with justice when it comes to Shanquella. I get it. Everybody might not have money to give to the GoFundMe. Okay, cool. The GoFundMe got thousands of dollars. Not to say they don't need more. I ain't saying don't donate $5 to the GoFundMe. But if you acting like, oh, I ain't got no money to give, do the free shit. Come on. Come on, do the work. It don't take much. Make 2 phone calls tomorrow on behalf of Shanquella. It's free. Okay? It's free. Okay. So let's get into, we've pulled reports from the local news outlets. And also, if you're a content creator, share it on your community tab. Okay? A Mexican government cover-up is what this investigative reporter, right, is saying, and he lives down there in Mexico, and it's proven that he lives down there in Mexico. He doesn't have access to Cash App, right? He's down there, and he's placing his life at risk in order to give us this information. There are so many Mexican reporters who report on the corruption down there who literally end up dead. So this man is being bold enough to speak out about this stuff, and this is what his sources are saying. This is what his sources are saying as it pertains to a government cover-up. Okay? If somebody says she's still working, yeah, she's still employed there. Ironically, I feel like she has to work remote to even still be employed there, because how can you feel safe leaving out the house every day to go to work without thinking that people are going to pull up and do something? You know, that's my thought. Nonetheless, let's stay focused. And shout out to Chronicle Speaks, and I put this on the receipt here. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks for sharing this correspondence, right, with the reporter. I believe his name is Gerardo. Like I said, solo poquito. Mi español es no muy bien, but solo poquito. Shanquella's murder had been, what he says is Shanquella's murder had been hidden by the Mexican government so as not to affect the image of the tourist destination of Los Cabos. And Chronicle Speaks says, I figured that much more than likely another reason why no arrests were made of her quote unquote friends there. So it's not that they didn't suspect foul play necessarily. It's that they're trying to protect their tourist destination, which is, it's their cash cow as to how they keep money going there, because it is a country that is not the richest country around. They deal with a lot of poverty. Okay. And so this is what he's found in his investigation, and he has some connections, right? And I've heard him say this on more than one platform, right? I've seen him say this to Chronicle Speaks, but I also heard him say things like this also on Down the Rabbit Hole News. Shout out to her. And there's some stuff. If you haven't already subscribed to Down the Rabbit Hole News, you definitely want to make sure you do, because she has another interview coming out within the next day or two that'll give you more information about this. I'm going to be reviewing those things and also linking her videos and her channels down below. Let's get into the next receipt as well. So Chronicle Speaks asked this investigative reporter, do you have any idea why the police will cover up for these individuals from another country? And what he says is, a police source tells me that it was possibly because the agents who processed the crime scene kept $17,000 that Shanquella brought in her luggage. Double read that for me, just so you make sure that you're not misunderstanding anything. He has a police source that told him that agents who processed the crime scene kept $17,000 that Shanquella brought in her luggage. Someone says, why carry that much cash? You know, it's a good question. Was somebody trying to get a surgery? You know, people fly out the country to get all types of surgeries cheaper than they can get them here in the States. The one person who would really know, okay, the one person who could really know is Customs. Customs could confirm how much money Shanquella had on her when she came into Mexico. If they could check with Customs and double check that, that would be something different. One thing that I found to be interesting about this investigative reporter, who literally is putting his life at risk to give us this information, and he's been doing his investigative journalism for a while. I don't know how he stay alive and how he duck and dodge, you know, the mafia and the people who would want to off him, right? Why is he interested? Or what caught his attention about Shanquella's case that made him want to dig into it? He says he was already investigating someone who was killed, and he was in the process of uncovering a cover-up with that situation that he was investigating. So Shanquella's case kind of really seemed to be hand in hand with the other case that he was already investigating. Someone said the pesos could have been $800 compared to that. I feel like for Gerardo to say it was $17,000 and place it and format it like American money, I don't feel like it was the pesos. But look, that's speculation, whatever. This is exactly what he said. All I can give you is exactly what he said. He also said that lots of cover-ups, they go on in order to protect the image and reputation of the tourist destinations in Mexico in general. Tourist destinations around Cabo and Mexico in general. He said that, you know, they don't want to dirty up their image, especially a tourist image. They bring in a boatload of money for Mexico. So, you know, investigative reporting and unveiling cover-ups and corruption in Mexico is dangerous. They have a really short life expectancy. And it might sound like, you know, fear-mongering and things of that nature, but honestly, it's not. I've watched 2 different documentaries within like the last 3 weeks, one even before Shanquella popped off, and literally about Mexican reporters down there. They literally do not live long. And, you know, when it comes to the mafia in America, right, in the States, and the mafia in Mexico, they roll 2 totally different ways, baby. 2 totally different ways. Okay. So, you know, and this is because what you discover and share, it can be detrimental, and it can cost Mexico oodles of money in an already impoverished country. You know, it is what it is. Someone sent the $10 Cash App. Thank you so much. It says, you can have a friend carry half of the money if you have too much money. I did it a lot when I built the school in Honduras. Wow. Thank you for sharing that information. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been so deep in the details of this situation. I forgot. I did see somebody else send a $5 super chat earlier. I think it was Troll Farm Buggy. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to stay focused with what we got going on with the facts and the details here, but I did see that you sent something. Oh, here it is. Y'all hit the like button to bring awareness to the facts. It's all about being factual. I'm gonna time you out at random if the likes stay disrespectful. Thank you for always bringing a little jokey joke, a little laughy laugh, troll farm buggy. We could always use a laugh, especially covering something like this. So thank you all so much. And down the rabbit hole news, shout out to you. Hit the like button, please. This is the channel you all need to be subscribed to. The reason why you need to be subscribed to Down the Rabbit Hole News is because she's very fluent in Spanish. She's also interviewed this investigative reporter. Listen, before the lead attorney, before anybody else had interviews with this investigative reporter, Down the Rabbit Hole News was the first. And she's fluent in Spanish, more fluent in Spanish than anybody else that you've seen secondhand wise. So if you're looking for firsthand information and some of the best translations coming from a person who's literally living down there, who's investigating this and putting their life at risk, this is who you want to be subscribed to. So take note to this channel that's on the screen right now and subscribe to that channel. And there's some other stuff that you're going to see this week, some exclusive stuff. I know a little bit of something, but I ain't going to tell you. But there's some other exclusive stuff that you all are going to get as a when it comes to how Mexico works with sentencing, imprisonment, and all that other stuff. You're going to get it firsthand there. Make sure you subscribe to Down the Rabbit Hole News. It's important. I'm going to update this, the description box when I'm finished this live to put the link down there for everybody watching the replay. But definitely make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Okay. Now what we need to talk about. Okay. We need to talk about this MAID. Y'all remember Nazir? Nazir brought this MAID into effect. Does anybody know what I'm about to say? Does anybody know my thought process? Or does anybody know? Does anybody know? Because we need to talk about it. Now, Leo's meowing to get into the room. I don't got time for him to keep meowing. I'm going to go get Leo, bring him into the room really quickly just to shut him up really quickly. Then we're going to come back and we're going to debunk and or talk about, right, just to pick through this MAID information. And I have some receipts, and we need to talk about this fake page. I don't know if you want to report it. I'm not encouraging you to report it. However, there is a fake page impersonating somebody so dear and so close to Shanquella, and I just feel like it's one of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen, to be completely honest with you. Okay? Hit thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already, but also tap on that notification bell. Now that we're getting caught up, this video is getting me caught up with my coverage, so now I can catch all of the upcoming facts as it pertains to Shanquella. So if you want fresh, new updates when it comes to the Shanquella case, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, drop some pancakes, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds.
So let's see if you're really proud about it. If you've been serious about what you've been saying about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. I found a spot for us to grab our hats, hoodies, affordable electronics, phone accessories, and gadgets from. It's over on edwersow.com. That's EDWERSOW.com. Grab something for your hubby, your wife. Hey, I ain't encouraging that side chick behavior, but it's just in time for the holidays. So head on over there and grab your AirPod cases, hoodies, and affordable electronics. That's edwersow.com, EDWERSOW.com. And I'll see you over there. It's time to face it, boo. Your product needs more exposure. If you want to see your ad here on my channel, be sure to shoot an email over to yt.theplainestjane@gmail.com and let's chat. But if you're new in my neighborhood here on YouTube, hey, I'm the Plainest Jane, and I provide coverage and commentary on trending stories, viral events, and Black culture. I definitely appreciate you stopping through and hitting that subscribe button if you like more of my particular brand of syrup.
All right, Leon, come on. Come on. Come on. You got to show your face to the people so they can see. You're so pretty. I meant handsome. All right. All right. We got to get back to the story. Can you get down? Thank you. All right. Now, we're back. So Nazir brought up this whole MAID situation, right? Was there a maid? Was there not a maid? Like, what's really going on? This is what we need to get back to. I'm going to let you listen to a snippet because I clipped it down. You remember Nasir went on Instagram Live and he spoke for 14 minutes trying to declare himself innocent. Okay. And I want you to listen to what he said. I broke this down to a 2-minute clip. Listen to what he said and we'll be right back.
My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26. I instantly, as soon as I go in there, I go to Quilla. Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch in the game room. The fucking villa was like a big ass mansion, no upstairs, all tile on the wall, tile on the floor, straight tile, nothing else. So it was just a big ass villa. I don't know if y'all can view it on the website. Go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this shit is and what it looked like. Well, you gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good. So I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was cross my heart and hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet.
Hear that? Hear that?
A female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room.
In a section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her on her side. I go out and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, that Quilla get up. So I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs, I missed everything. Anyways, fuck that. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up. I say that in the video. Everybody can hear it. Everybody knows.
Room.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
So he said he was told by a maid. Okay.
At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room.
In a section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told.
Maids found her slumped over in the toilet in the room. That came from him. Okay. So he's talking about a maid, right? He's the only person that mentioned a maid. Now let's get into it. Here's where they stayed. This is where they stayed, right? Now take a look at this screenshot and take a look at what I decided to. I took the liberty of highlighting this for you all. Maid service daily except Sundays. Can anybody tell me what day that Shanquella was reportedly passed away? How was a maid present if it says that there were no maids on Sundays? I'm just saying. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Which one was it? Okay, it might be, the chat is saying Saturday. However, None of the other reports mention the maid, not the police report. Not the police report. Let me check my calendar. Yeah, Sunday would have been the 30th. Not the police reports. So where does this maid come from? Where does the maid come from when the police report doesn't mention this? And how did Winter Donovan call the police report? Call the police if she's not the one that found her? How did the friends decide, oh, we don't want to call the police? We don't want to take her to the hospital if it was the maid that found her? And how was Khalil with Shanquella the entire time once he arrived? He says, I was with her the whole time. I showed up. She was in the game room and I laid it down. We listened to something. How were you with her and you didn't leave her side? Because as we just said, I never left her side, but the maid found her. So how were you told the maid found her when you claim that when you got there, you were by her side the entire time? How were you told that the maid? Make that make sense. He didn't arrive. He claimed he didn't arrive. Leo, you got to chill. He claimed he arrived the day after everybody else. So how did Nazia say all these things? It's a lot that's not making sense here. Let's zoom into the police report. Leo knows it's a lie too. Now, why wouldn't the police report name a maid? Why wouldn't the police report name a maid? Why isn't a maid mentioned in the police report? That's a very vital point. Now, he claimed he got there the day after everybody else and all those other things. But how were you told a maid found her if you never left her side? It doesn't make sense to me. No maid is mentioned in this police report. Nothing in either of these reports have mention of a maid. Nothing in the autopsy report, right? / toxicology report, and nothing in the police report names a maid. The only person that's got a maid made up or that spoke up about a maid is Nazir. Now let me get this damn cat out the room. Hold on, y'all. God damn. I'll see.
I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room.
In a section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her on her side. I go out and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, that Quilla get up. So I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs, I missed everything. Anyways, fuck that. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up. I say that in the video. Everybody can hear it. Everybody knows.
Room.
Hey, Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
So make it make sense. It's too many details in here that don't make sense. Saturday, Sunday, he said he got there a day late. Let's go on to this sheet here. This sheet says the 28th. Okay, so you gotta think about this. The sheet says the 28th, which was Friday. Apparently, everybody got there on the Friday. He swear up and down he got there the day after, which is the 29th, which is the day that Shanquella passed away. So if you got there the day that she passed away, right? Because this is the sign-in sheet, right? And he claimed, I didn't sign my name on there. They signed my name on there. So how did you spend all of that time with Shanquella? You came and you saw her in the game room and rubbed her head and laid her on the side and all that stuff. How did you see all that and say you never left her side, but you were told that a maid found her and you spent all this time with her when she was alive, when she apparently passed away between 3 and 6? And you arrived sometime like around 2 o'clock. You couldn't have possibly spent all that time with her. It's not possible. You lying about something. Am I right? Had he got there on Friday, he might have been able to keep up with that story. But it's not making sense. And he's the only one mentioning a maid. Nonetheless, nobody else is talking. However, somebody need to start snitching soon. His story does not line up with the police report. The police report says that they called at 2:13 because she was unresponsive. This is around the same time that his flight landed there in Mexico on Saturday. Because he said in the beginning, I got there a day late. They signed my name on this paper. Look, this paper, he said I wasn't there. They forged my name because I wasn't there. The 28th was a Friday. He said he got there the day after everybody else. Everybody else got there on the 28th. He claimed he got there on the 29th. And he showed his tickets. He showed his flight tickets and when he landed, which was around about 2 p.m. So his story does not add up with the police report. It doesn't. Because they called for an ambulance around 2:13. He said he got there. She was in the game room. He laid her on her side. He was playing Summer Walker. She didn't feel good. He wanted to do activities, but he stayed by her side. That doesn't align with the police report at all. And again, the police report can't be trusted. However, even if we go by the autopsy report itself, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But what are your thoughts? I know there are a lot of conspiracies. A lot of people have their own thoughts and ways that they're looking at. I'm open. I am open to hearing what you all have to say about it, but I need to move on to the next thing. They called 911 at 2:15. He didn't get there until after 3:30 p.m. Still doesn't line up with his story. Still doesn't line up with his story. If they called at 2:15 and he's saying he showed up and spent time with her when she was cognizant. And even if his time zones are off by a couple of hours, it still doesn't make sense because he made it seem like he spent hours with her, trying to get her woke, caring for her. It doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next thing, right? Before we just get caught up in a lot of conspiracies. What he's saying doesn't make sense, in my opinion, right? I get the time zone differences and all that different type of stuff. Okay. I want to get into this fake page because this fake page is very irritating to me. It's very irritating to me. he was rubbing her head, right, but didn't see any of the bruises. And so he said the nurse saw the bruises. And then he called it a nurse, but it was really a doctor. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Right. He does still know what happened. So let's get into this fake page. There's a page on Instagram that's posing as Shanquella's mother. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Now, you want to be sure that you check the community tab of the channel. You know, you subscribe. That's cool. Watch the videos, but the community tab will give you some information in between videos when I'm not able to give you a full video, when I do find updates or I notice something, and just other motivational stuff in general. So the community tab on my channel is very important. But if you are on the community tab, you've already seen this information. But I see that there are a lot of people who still believe that this page is Shanquella's mother, and it's not. This is a fake page. Okay. For one, let's get into the very first post on the page, right? The very first post on the page, very first post. This is what they posted. Okay. Who is this? Does anybody know who this is in this picture? Does anybody know who this is in this picture? Tell me. Is this Shanquella? It's not Shanquella. And that's my point. This is not Shanquella at all. Somebody said Young Miami, y'all a trip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit more believable for you, because this is a screenshot, but I want to show you the actual page. And you tell me why, right? This is a fake page here, because this is not Shanquella's mother. Updates on my daughter, Shanquella. Please contact me with any additional information. Let's scroll to the very first post, which is right here, which was literally when the case first started popping off, November 17th. You got this picture right here, and then you have this. Rest in peace to my daughter, Shanquella Robinson. As a mother, this is hurting me so much, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying blah, blah, blah because that's not Shanquella's mother, because why would you post a picture that's not Shanquella on a post that's supposed to be memorializing her? And I see we only got 591 likes. Please do me a favor, hit thumbs up on this video. Please, because I'm going to have to get Tyra Banks to cuss y'all out in a second.
Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news.
Why would a grieving mother post a picture of somebody that's not their child on a post about their child? Why would they? Let me show you who this is. This is a post from one of Shanquella's business pages. Shanquella was an entrepreneur. Beyond being a braider, she had a couple different things, a couple different businesses, a couple different hustles going for herself. This is from Shanquella's business page. And this person who obviously, I'm sorry, this is obviously not Shanquella. It's obvious to me. I feel like the only person who would mistake this for Shanquella is a person that ain't Black. There is no way that you could think that this was Shanquella by any means. They look totally different. And you know, some white people think we all look alike. We don't. Look at the name of this page. This is one of Shanquella's business pages. And how would her mother mistakenly post a model from her business page and accidentally post it as her? Make that make sense for me. Make it make sense. Who could mistake that on November? And why wasn't the page started earlier than the 17th? This is not Shanquella's mother's page. How would they mistakenly post somebody else? I find it to be disgusting as somebody's, but I'm gonna give you more information. It's beyond just that, right? This is a fake page. You all need to be aware. right? Let's move on to the next thing. Okay. We're going to zoom into how this page owner has changed the spelling of the name on the page after people like myself, because I posted this on the community tab, like 5 days ago, close to a week ago, I posted on a community tab several different slides and different things that would let you know that this is not her mother. Here's what you need to look at, right? Shanquella's real mother, her name is spelled with 2 L's right here. Salamandra. Forget the fact that the R isn't capitalized here. There are 2 L's here, right? You look up here, what they have in the bio is one thing. What they named the page was another thing with 1 L. And one thing that I do remember is when these reports first started coming out about Shanquella, a lot of these reports were spelling Shanquella's mother's name with 1 L, to the point where that's how I thought it was spelled. However, I found Shanquella's mom's name to be just a bit too unique for me to be pronouncing and typing out myself. So I always just kept saying Shanquella's mother. But I do remember all of the news articles, official news articles, were spelling it with 1 L at first. Then we got into news articles that were spelling it with 2 L's. But let me show you an update, because this was literally, let me see when I put this on the community tab. I put this on the community tab, which would be the timestamp of when I took this 6 days ago. So 6 days ago is when I took this screenshot and I posted this for you all, right? Let's go back to the actual page. Y'all see what's different now? She updated, she, he, whoever, updated this page. Let's go ahead and refresh this. So this got the right size. They updated it and they changed their handle to have 2 L's because they've been called out by people like myself and others. Now it has 2 L's. Not to mention, I had the link saved in my Discord so that the Instagram thing, it was, Instagram.com/ the name with the 1 L. I realized the link didn't work this morning, so I went searching. They changed the name to 2 L's because they've been called out. Shanquella's mom's name is very unique. But like I said, people, after people like myself and others spotted the inconsistencies, they updated it. However, prior to, why the difference between the spellings in the handle of the actual @ and what's in the bio? That doesn't make sense, right? But wait, there's more. There's more, because like I said, 6 days ago, this was their name, and this name spelled correctly has always been available on Instagram. It's not like it just became available. Also, one thing that is still the same about the page, despite the fact that they've now changed the 1 L to 2 L's, contact me with any information, please. Updates on my daughter, contact me with any information. Why would Shanquella's mom use Instagram to ask the general public to flood her inbox with info about her daughter? Why would any grieving parent ask the public, anybody, everybody, send me any information you got about my child? And why would they use Instagram as the place to do that? Does that make sense to y'all? Think about your parents, right? I'm only around about like 5 years older than Shanquella. And we've seen, right? We've seen Shanquella's mom on the news clips. Does that look like a parent that's on Instagram all day? Because this imposter page is on Instagram all day, posting things, copy and pasting articles, copy and pasting captions, and putting stuff into 24-hour stories, and using hashtags like they want to. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? We got 1.1 here watching right now. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button before I have Tyra Banks cuss y'all out. I'm going to have Tyra Banks cuss y'all out in a second. If I don't get 200 more, y'all, I'm going to have Tyra Banks cuss y'all out. Tyra Banks is a little quick kiki. But nonetheless, let's keep going really quick, okay? The page was started, what was it? November. When I did the thing 6 days ago, it was 12 days ago. The page was only started 12 days ago. Y'all really think that's her mother? Her mother decided to grieve and to make a page dedicated to asking the public to send her information because she needs random people online, randos, to send her information about her child. Let's get into more information. Shanquella's mom is not on, she doesn't use social media. She's not on social media. So y'all would think Instagram is what, her only social media of choice, and she's been posting nonstop photos and 24-hour disappearable stories all day, every day? I don't think so. Like I said, this was a screenshot that was taken 6 days ago. 6 days ago. So the screenshot was taken 6 days ago, and it said 6 days ago. So that's 12 days ago. That's not Shanquella's mom. That's not no 50-year-old woman using Instagram all day, every day. Let's get into the next thing that I found to be extremely strange and peculiar. We get into an obituary that was posted on this page, and look what we have here, a watermark. You might be able to see these yellow arrows that I drew on this thing, a watermark, right? On an obituary. Not only are there plenty copies of the obituary all over the internet that are not watermarked, but wasn't Shanquella's mom at the funeral? From a blog page. So Shanquella's mom decided to go on a blog, an Instagram blog page, because that's where 50-year-olds be, right? To get a copy of an obituary of her own daughter when she was there, and she could have easily taken a picture of her own obituary. Okay. Let's get into something else that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Make this a little bigger for you. The footage of the horse-drawn carriage from the funeral is double watermarked from TikTok, meaning somebody posted it on TikTok, and then somebody on TikTok posted it from somebody else's TikTok. And Shanquella's mother, the person posing as Shanquella's mother, posted this on the page. Wasn't Shanquella's mom actually there at the funeral? Not to mention, the other photos and videos on the page are secondhand, blurry, and pixelated as well, taken from other pages and places on Instagram and on TikTok. Now, how or why would Shanquella's mother even know to go to TikTok, this place, that place, or the other, to get images or video of her own daughter being drawn when she was there at the proceeding? Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Does anybody know? Also, a lot of these things on the page are literally taken from urban Instagram blogs that, truth be told, nobody over 35 years old are following Instagram blogs for official news. Nobody. You mean to tell me that when Shanquella's mom wants information about her child, she's relying on Instagram blogs, not the New York Times, not the New York Post, not this or that, but Instagram blogs, and she's using those as credible sources to post to give information to the public about her child. All of the updates are from Instagram blogs. Meaning Shanquella's mother is what, allegedly sitting around on the blogs all day? No news articles? I don't know about your mom, but most parents do not get their news from Instagram blogs, and especially not news about their newly deceased child. Not to mention the captions being used on the page. The captions being used on the page are literally copy and paste from other places, from the NCB, and from they'll take a screenshot of a photo and they'll copy and paste a caption from the NCB or here, there, or wherever. I've been studying this page. This page just didn't seem authentic to me. They've always got 24-hour stories. I don't know what grieving parent has time every day to post 6 IG stories a day, not to mention however many like regular posts they're making on Instagram a day. Like, if anything, parents are on Facebook, not Instagram. It's wild and it's strange. It's not to mention they're giving out misinformation as well. They're giving out misinformation as well. And for somebody to think that this is Shanquella, I'm sorry, it doesn't ring to me like it's somebody black at all. But hey, those are just my thoughts. What I do know is that this is a fake page. I'm not encouraging you to report the page. If you want to report the page, go ahead. What I'm saying is this is not Shanquella's mother, okay? Thank you for the $2 super chat. It says Shanquella's so-called friends took out people also. Look, it's sad. And there's so much misinformation, and I'm glad that I was able to come back after the break, after the very necessary break, and give you all this updated information so that tomorrow, because as I needed to get this information out, I wasn't really able to focus on any new information, facts, sifting through facts. There's been all this stuff going on, the boyfriend stuff, the Winter Donovan stuff. You had somebody posing as Winter, right? Posing as the cousin. Somebody posing as her current boyfriend. It's not her current boyfriend. I'm not getting caught up in that stuff because that stuff isn't relevant. These are clout chasers. I'm only interested in the facts. And now that I've gotten caught up with my coverage, now that I've been able to get all of this out to you all, I'm able to get back into the coverage. And also I'm able to, my goal this week is to get out a couple of videos that, are more lighthearted, right? I get it. I'm really focused on Shanquella, and I'm not going to give up on covering Shanquella. However, I feel like my audience deserves some happiness, some laughs. Y'all know my sense of humor. Is what it is. So we are going to do a live after this as well. But I'm focused on getting as much factual information out as possible, but also creating a balance with information that isn't as somber. Shanquella's situation is somber, but I'm not going to turn away from it because it is. But I feel like anybody following Shanquella's case, your mental health has taken some type of hit. Tell me it hasn't. Put a 1 in the chat if your health has taken some sort of mental hit by being saddened by Shanquella's situation. Put a 2 in the chat if you've been following Shanquella through and through and your mental health is perfectly fine. And I know if you're following it and your mental health is taking a hit, think about all the people who are covering it. I care about my audience. I am not going to give up on Shanquella. However, my goal is this week to continue to cover Shanquella, but also to work in things that are more lighthearted. It might be stuff to laugh about, celebrities, this, that, and the third. I actually do have a lineup after this to give you all as well. Those are some of the goals that I have this week too. So I see a lot of ones. I see a lot of ones in the chat. Matter of fact, I don't see a single 2. So yeah. So it's something that I'm going to stay on. I'm grateful that you all appreciate my factual coverage and my research and all of those other things, but I'm trying to give y'all some other stuff too. I realize everyone has just been so heavy, and even there's been a lot of stuff that's gotten pretty messy as it pertains to this situation. You got people exposing the person who broke the story, and the lies and this and all this other. It's just a lot, right? Balance is important. I struggle with balance sometimes. But we're here. We're here, and we're going to get into some other things. And I'm grateful that I was able to get all of this information out to you all. Okay. It's heavy. So this is that. We just hit 25,000 subs. Thank you all so much. Again, please don't forget to sign that petition down below in the description box. That petition, in addition to signing the petition, pay attention to the action steps. I know it might sound repetitive, but this is what we need. And the more we push it, I think we got like 28,000 signatures. It's a lot. But I want to say that this is it. Thank you, Torian. Thank you so much for coming through. Torian Brain Reloaded. Another good channel with great Black news. Make sure you subscribe to that channel as well that I have pinned right here on the screen. Okay. If you haven't already taken a moment to share this video, please share it out. Even if you just share it via text message, your group chat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, however you share videos, hit thumbs up on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the updates that we have surrounding this situation. Now, here's what I'm going to do now that we're pretty much done with the Shanquella information. Unless I see any comments that remind me of something that I have missed down below, what I'm about to do is I'm about to fuss at y'all. Because there was a lot of us here. And some people ain't hit thumbs up. I'm going to get Tyra Banks. We got 700 thumbs up. We had 1,100 people here. I'm getting Tyra Banks to cuss y'all out real quick.
But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
Somebody said, is the Umar video live right now? No, that video is coming right after this. I couldn't get the timing right. Hold on. Someone says, Jane, why does Nazir mention the video where he told Shanquella to get up? Nazir was saying a lot of stuff out his mouth that didn't make sense. The video ain't online nowhere. The video where he's saying he was rubbing her head and telling her to get up or whatever. First of all, you recording somebody that's incapacitated is suspect enough, right? So I don't think that, me personally, I don't think that video that Nazir was referring to, I don't think it exists. I think he was trying to cover his butt. The same way he said that he was told that the maid found her, and he even kind of said that his passport don't have a signature. Well, I pulled up his passport in the previous video. His passport do have a signature, and we looked at it, right? Nazir wasn't necessarily, he wasn't telling the truth in that video. He wasn't. So I don't believe that the video where he's telling Shanquella, there's word of another video, but do we have the video? Or do we have people describing the video in detail, but the people who are describing the video in detail haven't even seen the video themselves? We were told that there was going to be a video of Winter Donovan allegedly slamming Shanquella down on her neck. We were told it was going to release mid last week. We still ain't got it. We were told it was going to be out to the public. We still ain't got it. Where's that? Where they at, though? We don't have it. And so that's why I'm not reporting on stuff about people vividly describing a video that we don't have, because it doesn't seem relevant. It seems like either people are misinformed or people want attention or clout based off of some narrative or some evidence that they're creating. I'm not calling nobody a liar. I'm just saying it's not worth it for me to report on stuff that we don't have. I was literally, when I heard about a video with Winter slamming her, and they said, oh, it's going to be Somebody said last week, mid beginning last week, that video was going to be released on Reddit. They said like Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, it's nearly Tuesday, 7 days later. Where's that? We ain't got it. It's a waste of time. It sounds like a rumor to me unless we got it. I'm only reporting on the facts. The hearsay is, I'm not interested in reporting that. I'm not. And that's why you really haven't heard me talk second video, third video. Da, da, da. I'm not reporting on that. I might watch a video or two where they talk about it, but I'm not reporting on it. You know? Inbox me. You can email me as well. Let me put my email up here. Because somebody else told me in one of my last videos that they had seen the video. Here's my email right here. If you've seen it, send it to me. If you got it, send it to me. But as far as I'm concerned, it's smoke and mirrors until I see it. I'm reporting the facts. So that's where I am with it. So, yeah. Same reason why you haven't heard me speak on the boyfriend and went to Donovan and all that stuff. Same thing with all these fake Dejanay pages. I want $1,000 and speak to that was not Dejanay. That's some anonymous person looking for clout. What do you gain from that? What do you gain from posing as Shanquella's mother? What do you gain from posing as Dejanay Jackson? What do you get from posing as Winter Donovan? What do you get from posing as Shanquella's cousin? What do you get from posing as Shanquella's boyfriend? What do you gain from that? No, I really want to know.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Let me know. Let me know. Do the right thing. Send the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. You're doing an awesome job reporting facts. Keep up the great works. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. So yeah. Thank you so much. I get what the journalist said because I heard that for myself. However, there's a lot of stuff being said because before the journalist said it, somebody else said it. I'm not going to name the person who said it. They're very credible. They've been on the case since the beginning, but they said it too. But we haven't seen it. And for something that I haven't seen, and literally everybody that said that video exists, nobody's seen it. And it was before that journalist came out. So it's still a little suspect to me. Too suspect for me to come and report on and say, hey, there's a video of Winter slamming. I'm not. Have you seen? At the very least, it would even still be suspect if it was like, I seen this video of Winter doing XYZ to Shanquella. It would still be suspect. And I would still be hesitant to report on it. However, from somebody that hasn't seen it, just not enough for me to report on. You know, different people have different levels of journalistic integrity, and you got that line between journalistic integrity and blogging and all that other stuff. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. And for all we know, matter of fact, I can actually pull up the website because you got to think about this. You got to think about where they got this information from, right? You got news sources down in Mexico reporting stuff that they say is fact, right? Let's take a skip, hop, and jump around this website that is actually a source down there. So I clicked on this earlier in this Metropolis website. right? Clicked around. I clicked on the thing that said Shanquella. It's another story here. They beat a young farm woman to death, right? You scroll down. I scrolled down, and they were actually using an image. Hold on. The 21st, the 16th. They were using an image. Here we go. They're calling her transgender, right? Right. So think about this. I'm not saying the guy's not credible, right? But this is the news coverage down there in Mexico. And they're still sticking to the transgender shit, even though it's false. And they're using a Photoshop image that went around Twitter from the States that started out as a rumor, and now they're using that as fact in their reporting. Right? She's transgender. Look at this before and after picture. She's not transgender. She just got some strong ass features, and she built like Saucy Santana. And we've been packing her up ever since because we feel like she done Shanquella wrong. So I don't feel bad about the jokes coming towards her, right? She built like Saucy Santana, all this other stuff. All right, whatever. Matter of fact, I'm the one who said she's built like Saucy Santana. K. Michelle is the one who said she was built like a linebacker or whatever. But nonetheless, these rumors, once they get said 1, 2, 10, 20,000 times, then you got them being reported as fact all the way down there in Mexico. So for all we know, before I heard it from the investigative reporter's mouth, I heard it from these rumors here in the States. How do I know that there's really a video of Winter doing that? And how do I know that that's not something that one of the actual guilty parties who are responsible for her actual death, not just watched it, but actually maybe physically did something? How do I know that that's not a different narrative that they're just putting out there to take the heat off of them? And the rumor made enough rounds to become solidified enough for places like this to run with. That's the reason why you won't catch me running with information about a video that I haven't seen. A video that even the person telling me about the video hasn't even seen. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm just saying it's not solid enough for me to report and run with it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. As soon as I get more information on Jared, yes, I will be giving more information on that. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm not just running with anything. So yeah. I get that. But still, we haven't seen it. That's what I'm saying. It's no different from the Winter Donovan video. So I get it. I've heard about the new video showing a woman intervening before a fight and then da-da-da. Again, it's another video that I haven't seen. It's another video that the reporter hasn't seen. It's no different from the Winter Donovan one, in my opinion. It's a video that someone's describing that they haven't even seen, that they've been told about. Same reporter that kind of thought that Dejanay was transgender. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm only running with things that I find to be credible. And everyone's compass, moral compass and credibility compass, they're in different places. And that's why you follow and you watch different people. When you watch me, I've really, it's technically hearsay until whatever. This is, So those are my thoughts. And that's where I stand with my personal journalistic integrity. I'm not just running with what I hear one or two people say. Or just because you're located down there and you say something and you didn't even see it, and you're saying, hey, I didn't see it, but I heard. and then it implicates a totally different person, and we have no proof of that. You know, so I can't run with it. Feel free to watch other people. Hell, I'll watch other people who are talking about it. I know about these different second and third and fourth videos that people are talking about, but I'm not reporting on it. So that's how I roll with it. And that's why I am with the situation. I was just about to say that, but I wasn't going to bring it up. This is the same reporter that thought Dejanay had underwear on her head because they didn't know what a bonnet was. They felt like, oh, Shanquella put underwear on the girl's head and that's why the girl was mad. No, you don't know what a bonnet is. That was a bonnet. That wasn't underwear. And that was something that was uncovered on, I believe, the lead attorney's live. So, you know, between the language barrier and the assumptions, they assuming things about underwear, assuming things about gender. I can't necessarily. The lead attorney literally had to explain, no, that's not underwear. These are bonnets. These are what black women, but they're not used to bonnets and wigs and things like that down there. So they just assume whatever the hell they assume. I'm not running with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, saying that she was upset because she felt like underwear was on her head and thinking that Shanquella put underwear on her head when it was really a bonnet. It's just like, ooh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's that. So, I don't just be running with any and everything, although I see and hear a lot. And some of it can be very bothersome, but nonetheless, we've done a lot of talking. And honestly, I've gotten into a lot of the facts, but I do appreciate y'all comments because they have poked holes and debunked a lot of the things that either have or haven't happened, or it helps you understand where my integrity lies, right? There are some people, every time they hear something, whether it's true or not, they finna go live and they finna make a video about it. Not me. I'm gonna wait until I really understand if this is true or not. So hopefully you understand more about me and where my integrity lies. And I'm not saying don't enjoy the other people who you know, run with other things. Hell, sometimes I might be in the bushes just watching for the hell of it. But this, you understand more about me and where I'm coming from as I report, especially serious things like this. And this is the reason why I kind of like made that video about Claudia Jordan, because speculating about a celebrity and are they broke up? Are they not broke up? You know, that's light stuff. We're literally talking about a black woman who died, who was done wrong, and we're trying to get justice. And the 6 fugitives are somewhere here in the United States. It's different. Me sitting up here laughing about Tyrese and is he with that girl or is he not? Are they broke up? What about Chrissy and Jim Jones? Are they going to get married? Do you think? Like, that's different. That's more lighthearted than this. And I'm not finna sit and speculate about something as serious and as heavy and something that's as much of a big deal as this, as something that's as lighthearted as celebrity stuff. But what I will tell you is we got a lighthearted video coming up. We about to sit, laugh, joke, get into a little bit of black news, but we've got some topics that we finna get into in the live right after this. Okay. So what I want y'all to do, what's going to happen when I end this live stream, it's going to dump you automatically into the chat of the next video. I want to tell you what we're going to be talking about, but I don't want to tell you what we're going to be talking about. But we will be at least talking about Dr. Umar getting dragged for cooning. Out of all people, the people who talk about cooning all the time, Dr. Umar getting dragged for cooning. Cardi B got this beef going on with this woman. We got some Will Smith stuff to talk about and other just in general black Twitter news that we're going to discuss. We're going to sit back, we're going to laugh, we're going to joke, and we're going to have a really good time. Okay? We're going to have a really good time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play our members only commercial really quick. We're going to be right back. And then we're going to literally get right into the next video, in which I'm going to open the phone lines to let all of y'all call in if you want to speak your mind about anything that it is that we need to discuss. So what I want you to do is hit thumbs up. Don't make me fight you. Drop your pancakes in the chat. But if you're a channel member, drop your special emojis in the chat as we play this thing, as we get ready to end it and hop into the next video. All right.
thePLAINESTjane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with thePLAINESTjane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm thePLAINESTjane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with thePLAINESTjane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods in thePLAINESTjane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin, buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, thePLAINESTjane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
And we're back. I saw something right here. It says, not you trying to flatter me. I always look flawless. I need to know what highlighter she uses and where she got her middle rings. Honestly, the highlighter I use is by Estee Lauder. It's called Bronze Goddess in 01 Heat Wave. So this is the bronzer that well, you know what? I'm sorry, not the bronzer, the highlighter that I use. But the midi ring, honestly, girl, go to the mall and look for toe rings, okay? This is literally a toe ring. I use toe rings as my midi ring. Leo, you ready for your treat? So that we can sign off and get on to the next bus ride. We got another bus to drive. And this is actually a shift that I want you to be a part of. Y'all notice when I'm talking about Shanquella, I don't really have Leo in here because I just don't have time for his interruptions because he's so attention needy. And I just don't have time for that when I'm covering something serious. So let me give him his one little treat. And then we're going to get ready to drive the next bus. Okay, you going with your kente cloth. Can you just come up here and say thank you to the person that bought you? Look, say thank you. Look, to the person that bought. Just bow down and say to the person that bought you. Bye. Get down, because you're not being nice. Get down, buddy. The person bought you the kente cloth and said you was the best cat ever, the best black cat ever. Because we pro-black over here. We black people and black cats. Come on, get down. Get down. Can you get down? we're going to talk about the note that they left in the next video. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and where am I from? Baltimore. I'm still right here in Baltimore. Y'all really be hearing my accent like that? Bye. I don't be thinking my accent really sound too prominent. Nonetheless, let's get out of here. I'm ready to let loose. I've given you all of the Shanquella information, to be completely honest with you, that I have, and I can't wait to give you more facts. I already have a couple of facts that I want to give you tomorrow, but I can't wait to give you a more organized Shanquella video tomorrow. But I definitely was a little behind on the Shanquella information that I needed to give you all. And I'm just glad that I was able to get it out so that I'm able to focus on more. But nonetheless, let's close out with this little Leo video.
Leo, get down. Get down. It's not a thank you, because it's not a question.
He's so sassy. Oh, he's so sassy. What you doing? You want another treat? You need to wait till the next bus ride. You need to make sure you stay here for the next bus ride to thank the person who bought you this kente cloth. Because we black, y'all, and we black, y'all, and we blig. Bye, y'all. It's your girl, thePLAINESTjane. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you coming through, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Deuces.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.